So, what is your opinion on snacking at night? Like, are you okay with it? Do you do it but judge it? Do you think, oh, that's just something kids do? Adults shouldn't need to snack at night. I'm just curious. Have you ever thought about it? Because I'd like to talk about snacking and share with you 3 things I wish I had known earlier about snacking. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Intuitive Eating Mama podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer D'Amato. I am an intuitive eating counselor and I'm also a mom to 4. This podcast is not just for mamas, it's for all women who are ready to ditch diets, ditch the scale and food guilt forever, and instead invite peace with food, increase their body trust, and confidence in all of her choices. I believe this show is going to shed some light on sneaky ways diet culture has infiltrated your thoughts, your family, and your well-being. No matter the episode, I want you to walk away feeling informed, inspired, and encouraged. So whether you're taking a walk, washing the dishes, or carting kids around, let's dive into the latest episode on the Intuitive Eating Mama podcast. All right, just to be clear, I think most people I talk to don't seem to have a problem with snacking. It's like whenever snacking occurs after a certain hour, people seem to get really judgmental, like self-judgment, judge others. I don't know, there's a lot of noise out there about snacking at night when you are a grown adult who actually can make decisions for yourself. But snacking during the day doesn't seem to be anyone's issue, right? It's if you snack after, dinner, you snack after 7 p.m., you snack after 8 p.m. Like, people lose their minds about it and tell you, don't do it. You shouldn't be eating after this time. And I really am such a fan of food rules that make you feel like garbage about yourself. Insert sarcastic tone. My goodness. I don't think I gave much thought to eating at night, past a certain time until I had a very dear friend many years ago who was sharing, all about how it's so horrible for you and you shouldn't eat after after like 7 p.m. Literally, there was like a time. Didn't matter what time you ate dinner, didn't matter what time you woke up, nothing like that. And of course, it didn't matter if you were hungry. You are not supposed to eat after 7 p.m. And I can remember thinking, oh my gosh, she seems so fit and healthy. I should follow what she's doing. And well, that just backfired. And then, of course, deeply immersed in diet culture and disordered eating. There were so many rules around timing, when, how much, all the things. But I'm here to tell you, you can snack at night. You can snack during the day. You can eat whenever your heart is content. Yes, honoring your hunger, your fullness, very important. But I want to just reiterate something. My clients hear this all the time. You are a grown-up. You can make decisions for yourself. And if you want to watch the rerun of The Office for the 700th time and have a snack, you can. This is me. My husband's like, haven't you seen this enough? Is there ever enough of The Office? There isn't, just in case you're wondering. But I want to share 3 things that I've learned about snacking at night that I think are important. I wish I had known them earlier, and they may just help you as you're looking at this area. So the first one that came to mind when I was thinking about snacking is why we do it, right? Like all of these are really why we do it. But the first one that came to mind about why we do it is you're simply not eating enough during the day. I find this to be true with so many people because you've been in this restriction mode. I have to eat less. I shouldn't be eating. I should put off my hunger. I'm so busy and I'm just not going to honor it because I need to eat less. So you get to the end of the day when literally your day can finally slow down. And for you, slowing down might be 7:30, could be 8 o'clock, could be 9, could be 10. And you slow down enough that you're like, oh, I need more to eat today. Your body's really intuitive like that. It's going to find a way. It's going to find a way to get that nutrition. And you might be like, I'm just snacking and snacking and snacking. Like you literally cannot stop snacking because your body is trying to get in what it needs. Calories are energy. Your body needs energy. You've used it all up. It's going to replenish. That is a very simplistic way of how your body works. So you might be snacking at night simply because you're not eating enough during the day. I listed this one first because I do find this to be one of the most common reasons, like the one I hear most often, we're not focused in our work together on not snacking at night. What we're focused on is you honoring your body. And what happens is when women start honoring their body, listening to their body and trusting it with hunger and fullness, what they notice is they're not as hungry at the end of the day. It was a sure sign they just weren't eating enough. Amazing. I love this. Okay, number 2. You might be snacking at night, which there's no judgment for. I feel like I need to reiterate that. But you might be snacking at night because you are just not satisfied. Now, this isn't about fullness. This really doesn't have a whole lot to do with hunger. This has to do with maybe your food choices, things that just don't light you up, eating foods you don't love, somewhere in there, right? Part of intuitive eating is this balanced approach, lots of variety, and foods that you just freaking love. And if that satisfaction has been so low, on repeat low, you might find you're just searching for something that makes you feel satisfied. So what if, what if you added some things in during your day that are just hitting the satisfaction, hitting that place of just, oh, this lights my palate up and makes me happy. Part of intuitive eating is this balanced approach. We cannot ignore satisfaction, and you can honor your hunger and your fullness and your satisfaction all at the same time. So not eating enough during the day impacts snacking at night. So does not honoring like the satisfaction, the pleasure part of food. You know, this just got me thinking as I'm sharing this with you. You may not know this. You may not have grabbed it. I have a free resource. It is actually called, it's an amazing guide, How to Eat at Night Without Guilt. Now, that guide covers emotional eating, but it also covers this area where you just can't get satisfied. You may want to grab that guide. I'm going to drop that right in the show notes for you below. Grab that guide, How to Eat at Night Without Guilt. You'll even hear some of this discussed in there. What I love when I put this together is I actually included audios that my course includes. So yes, you get a few from there. You're going to love it. You're going to be able to not just learn, but implement. That's what I'm all about. Knowledge is like, we need the knowledge, right? We all can agree. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is the best. But so is implementation, putting those things in practice. And that's included in that guide. So be sure to hop into the show notes, grab that guide. But let's talk about the third one. Here is something that I believe we need to be reminded of, and you may need to remind yourself often. Hunger varies. Like, this seems to be such like a, I don't know, I call it a duh concept. Like, of course it does. But I don't think we think like that. I believe we get stuck in this mentality of what I eat is what I eat every day, right? I have to eat the same amount, no changes. Oh my gosh, if it varies, if all of a sudden I need more food on a given day, something's wrong. I'm judging it. I feel bad for doing that. I'm snacking at night, right? So what am I doing? I'm grabbing that food because my hunger's varied. Maybe I did deny it earlier in the day. I didn't actually go back for more when my body said, hey, I'm still hungry. Or maybe you just did slow down at the end of the day and your body said, hey, by the way, this is how my body talks to me. Does anyone else's body talk? I think some of our bodies scream at us because we've been ignoring things for so long. But mine now is kind of like, hey, she's very kind. You haven't had enough today. I actually am still like needing more energy. I need more calories. I need more food to be able to do all you did today. Yes, I may notice this variation more if I've done some movement, right? If I went to the gym, did a fun treadmill walk, maybe I lifted some weights, I might notice I need more. I might notice it just because you don't have to work out to want more food. Our hunger levels can vary. Maybe the day before you didn't eat that much. You didn't eat what your body needed. And it's like, we're going to get there. I'm going to get what I need from you. You're going to get up and go get food. And it may look like snacking at night. I think snacking at night just in general is because we have less going on. Most people at some point. It's not the busyness, responding to emails, rushing kids here and there, making sure the kitchen's clean, food on the table, like all the things you carry in your heart, your brain, everywhere. You slow down enough and your body is able to kind of nudge or yell. Let's be honest, you might still be in the yelling phase where it's like, get me something now. Or in the nudging phase of, I'm just not satisfied. I'm still hungry. I need something. So, what if you let go of the judgment, let go of the guilt, and actually take a look at each of these 3 areas? If you're like really struggling with snacking at night, or you've mentally been struggling, like, should I be doing this? Am I eating too much? And what's going on with me? Why am I so hungry at night? Take a look at these 3 areas. I really want to encourage you to grab that guide. If it's something that's caused guilt and stress and overwhelm, especially, I know that's going to be so helpful. And like I said, side note, if emotional things come into play, from boredom to procrastination to anger, sadness, frustration, overwhelm, stress, it's definitely going to cover emotional eating as well. So be sure to hop in the show notes, grab that guide. I hope that these 3 areas gave you something to think about, look into for yourself. And I always love hearing from you, so be sure to hop in the DMs on Instagram and let me know how this helped you. All right, I'll be right back here next week. What if you had a peaceful and uncomplicated relationship with food? What if that meant you no longer stressed when sweets and sugar was in your house? What if you went out to eat without needing to know what's on the menu ahead of time? What if you trusted your body and you knew exactly what it needed and wanted? And what if you ditched diets and diet talk in your home once and for all? If you are ready to stop stressing and obsessing about food and stop the diet cycle in your life, then I think you will love my self-paced intuitive eating course, One Bite at a Time. Each module is packed with information, but not just information for knowledge, information to help you implement the principles of intuitive eating. In fact, here's what one of my clients had to say about this course. Carrie says, I think all the information is broken down into really easy to process segments, and there is plenty of time to work on each area. I can't believe how far I have come in such a short space of time. If you've been looking for a self-paced intuitive eating course that also gives you amazing support and encouragement throughout, this is exactly what you've been looking for. Head into the show notes wherever you're listening and click Intuitive Eating Course, or you can head to www.theintuitiveeatingmama.com/course. You'll find 2 payment plans so that you can fit it into your budget. And as a thank you for listening on the podcast, use coupon code IEMAMA for $200 off the pay in full option. I can't wait to welcome you into the intuitive eating course, One Bite at a Time.